What's up guys, Trader CJ, welcome to this video. Today we're going to talk about economic calendar. So economic calendar in trading is a tool that shows scheduled dates of important economic events and data releases. These events can include things like interest rate decisions, when central banks decide on changes to interest rates, economic reports, data on unemployment rates, inflation, GDP, and then we can have something like corporate earnings, reports on how well companies have performed financially over a specific period. And traders use these economic calendar to anticipate market movements. For example, if a report is expected to show strong growth, traders might expect stock prices to rise. On the other hand, if high inflation is expected, it might lead to concerns about higher interest rates, potentially causing stock prices to fall. By knowing when these events are scheduled, traders can make more informed decisions about buying or selling assets and stock market instruments. So let's jump into it. So I want to show you guys how to get started and what's the morning routine, for example, when you start your day and you want to trade the market, and where do you go? Start looking at specific information. So when most people think about news, I think about something like this, the more world news, what's happening in the world in terms of economic and political things happening in the world. But that is not something we are referring to in terms of trading. So sometimes these can be old news or something that's been happening the last couple of days and it's already priced into the market. So looking at something like website called Forex Factory, you can see on the top here, Forex Factory, go to the top here, calendar. It will open up a specific day, this grayed out area on Monday, and it showed some things happening on a specific time. So I'm going to move down here into something that is very on a Thursday. A Thursday happening at 8:30, that's affecting the US dollar. We get a high impact news that's expected. It's called unemployment claims. So when this specific time is set to my PC time or my specific area time, so you can change that on the top here. For example, if you want to change to a different time zone and set it to the exact time. So at that specific time, this data is going to come out and it will show an actual figure. Yeah, and we've got the forecast and we've got the previous. So I just want to show you guys earlier the week. So these are the numbers that came out versus the ones on the right that has been forecasted and the previous data. For example, if we look at construction PMI, the pound, it's a medium impact news. This was better. It was indicated as a green figure there. Previously forecasted this. So this impacted the pound in a positive reaction. So usually what happens when the market is getting positive news, the pound will strengthen at this specific time. So everyone is waiting around that time and the volatility is picking up at that time. So need to be careful when trading that specific currency or that specific market at that specific time. So when it's indicated as red, it's actually worse than expected. So it's usually when there's a huge difference between the actual and the forecast, the market will move a lot because it's not priced into the price of the market. So the market will adjust accordingly. So they either need to buy it or sell specific things. So, but it can be when there's something like this happening 6:45, there's a couple of things that are coming out. So sometimes it can be contradictory between like something going to be positive and something can be negative, so it balances out. So it's also important to note. So moving on to like this Thursday, 830 unemployment claims. So you can look at more detail what happened previously. So you can see when unemployment, the actual number, is bigger than the forecast, it's indicated as red because it's a negative thing when the unemployment is picking up, so it will be bad for the market. Like I said, some other things can also impact the market and economy, so just be careful. And you can read through these things in terms of you don't understand how to look at that market. So usually when I trade, if I trade the US market during that time, the futures, the NASDAQ or S&P futures, I need to be careful trading the market around 8:30. Either be square or just manage your risk accordingly. So, and that is about it in terms of you trade the forex market. Also anything that is paired with the US dollar, so euro US dollar pair on the currency market, you need to be careful in terms of price movement. So the US dollar is going to be either going to strengthen or weaken at that specific time. So there can be strategies trading around news trading, they call it. So it is possible to trade at that. But like I said, the volatility is picking up, the spread is moving up, in terms of getting slippage in the market is also something that's quite happening a lot. So another website you can use is Trading Economics. You can go to calendar and you will find this very similar type of website giving out the same information. So if you want to have, there is paid services like Financial Juice, where you can actually get live squawk information in your ear. You can also listen to it. So it's also a nice way to not only read it, but also hear the information that's coming through at that time. So that is everything from my side. So when you prepare for your trading day, just be aware of the news that's coming out as well, and also what you trade. So another thing, also referring to dividends and earnings. So going to TradingView platform here. I'm going to open up a stock Apple. I'm going to look at the earnings. So looking at more earnings. So if you want also trading stocks and you want to just be aware of earnings that's coming out. So I'm going to scroll down here and I'm going to show you for this year, we've got a date of 24 October. News that's coming out. Earnings on Apple. Your next earnings, October 24. Okay, so that is also, it's going to be news impacting this specific stock. So the other ones I referred to, it's more currency related and more index related, so like the whole market. This is more stock specific. So if you are trading Apple specifically, it will move around earnings, and it will also, when the whole market is moving, like previously mentioned, like unemployment claims, these stocks will also be affected by that. So but guys, if you are an investor, like trading long term, so that won't be something you maybe look at, maybe more like the earnings. That's more longer term type of play. But looking at unemployment intraday, a small movement in terms of earnings, or like investor side, that won't be affected. But if you are a trader, just be careful for that and just be on the lookout. But guys, that is it from my side. I'm going to put out some more videos like this, explaining very specifically on how to trade the market and looking at other things in terms of basic education, that fundamentals or things you need to understand to trade. All right, guys, see you in the next one. Cheers.